Hello everybody, this is Goofsome Fox coming at you with a new testing video here, and today we're going to be taking a look at this week's banner suit, the Shokew, which I got from doing the full guaranteed pull. Shokew is our second victory suit that we have gotten in GPO2, and I did the guaranteed pull hoping that in maybe one of those pulls I would get the victory as well, but really just no good luck with the other pulls that I got from the banner for that, so really glad to get the Shokew here though, because this is a suit that I really want to try out, really like the design of it too. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump into the suit and see what it has to offer. And the Shokew here is a 600 cost raid unit. It is usable on both ground and space. And looking at your stats here, you have 19,000 mobile suit HP, 22 ballistic, 24 beam, and 20 melee resistance. You have 35 range strength and 25 melee strength. You have 135 movement speed, 220 top speed, 75 thruster gauge, and 72 turning speed. And for your part slots, you have 16 close, 17 mid, and 11 long range slots. And while in flight mode, your movement speed does bump up to 140. And yeah, when you're in flight, it just kind of puts it in this little pose here in the menu. Kind of funny to see there, but yep, you do get the flight mode here with some extra flying speed. And also for your melee priority, you have a melee priority of 3, you have an 11-second sortie timer, you do get ground compatibility, and this suit is a 3-star. And moving on to the weapons here, we do have the Shokew beam rifle. This is a beam ammo type weapon with 2,100 power, 6 ammo, and 375 range. No charging, so I assume this will either be some type of rapid fire or a instant stun. You have the Shokew Beam Saber. This is 2,650 power with a cooldown of 2.5 seconds. So, looks like pretty standard Beam Saber there. You do have a Shoulder Beam Gun. This is 600 power with a 20% heat rate and 300 range. You have the Shokew Beam Saber times 2. This is 2,800 power with a cooldown of 2 seconds and a charge of 1.5 seconds, since this is compatible with both the aerial melee system skill and the heavy attack skill, though the heavy attack cannot be used in mid-air. You do get a Gatling gun. This is 180 power with 90 ammo, 300 range, and a reload of 10 seconds. You do get the Compound Multi-Eye Sensor. This has 0 power, a 100% heat rate, and 300 range. Temporarily reveals the location of enemies within range while the weapon is in use. This effect is not shared with allies and is cancelled when exiting or resulting in an overheat. So I assume this is going to work kind of similar to the Metal Spider's visor. And you do have the Beam Rotor Shield. This is a small shield with a power of 2,200, 5,000 HP, a cooldown of 2.5 seconds, and an overheat of 15 seconds. And it does look like this has a lot of the beam shield gimmicks here. And if we go back into that flight mode, we do have the Beam Rifle BR Flight, we have the Beam Saber in flight, we have the Shoulder Beam Gun in flight, the Gatling Gun, the Compound Multi-Eye Sensor, and the Beam Rotor Shield. So I wonder if these here will be their own weapons here, like a sort of transformation like gimmick. Actually, yeah, looks like you have a bit more power with the flight version, so we'll have to see how this works with these weapons here. But moving on to these skills here, you do get Assault Boost level 3, High Performance Balancer, High Spec Ambac level 2, Maneuver Armor level 3, Melee Combo Controller level 1, so 2 melee attacks, Aerial Melee System level 2, Force Injector level 3, a Heavy Attack, Emergency Evasion System level 2, so you do get 2 dodge rolls, Flight Control Program level 3, Glide Structure level 3, Anti-Blast Stabilizer, High Performance Radar level 2, and the Beam Rotor Flight. Press the touchpad button to enter flight mode. Continuous actions can be performed while in mid-air, and this does sync movement and melee attack to the reticle. When in flight, thrust consumption when starting or during high-speed movement is reduced. Trying to just do a quick skim here to see if it has any like gimmicks here. This skill can be used above ground and underwater, but cannot be used when the shields are down. So it does look like you can use this one underwater, but again, if your shield is down, you will not be able to use the flight. So really interesting looking kit here for the Shokew. Gonna pull up the mobile suit explanation here, just kind of have a quick skim in case anyone wants to pause and read through. Make sure we are set to ground use, and we'll take it to port base and see how this suit operates. Yeah, again, really didn't get anything from the other pulls, so yeah, really glad to get this at least from the final pull, and yeah, we'll see how it performs here. The victory was a 600 generals. This is going to be our 600 raid for a victory. And here we have the Shokew here. Do some boosts. Again, a really interesting mobile suit design here. I really do like the way this thing looks. But yeah, we'll start off with testing the weapons here, and we'll start with the primary beam rifle. And yeah, this is going to be a standard instant stun. Has a nice little sound to it too. Yeah, I really do like the way the beam rifle sounds here. So we'll start reloading that. We'll look at the beam saber here and see what we got. Side swing, and then we'll see our neutral. Okay, looks like it's a pretty standard melee pattern here with the single swing. So, really do like the feel of that there. So you try to get some damage on the palace. Of course, with type advantage, we are going to be doing some more damage there, but being a smaller suit, compared to the much bigger suits here, it should be really easy to hit, like the side swings there, so really do like the feel of that. We have the beam gun unit. Okay, so it looks like that fires a 3 burst there. And yeah, you do have to overheat it to get an accumulation, but overall feels like a really nice like weapon to have there. Let's see, we'll see if we can use this while boosting or not. Okay, so nope, can't use that while boosting. Can't use the base beam rifle while boosting. Next we'll have double sabers. Okay, so it looks like this might have the standard sort of dual saber melee pattern there. Let's see what a heavy attack animation is. Okay, so you have a very straightforward poking heavy attack. That is really interesting to see here. So let's try some melee. You are able to get 2 melee swings with this, so that's nice. Let's see, we'll do a quick heavy attack here. We'll probably end up destroying both of these suits, but we'll move over to the ones on the other side to test the other weapons, and yeah, really far-reaching downswing here. Next we are going to have the Gatling gun. Interestingly enough, the suit does not have flat booster like the Victory does, or like a lot of other smaller suits have, so no flat booster here, which is interesting to see. But yep, we'll take a look at the Gatling gun here. And yeah, it seems like a really sort of standard Gatling gun there. Very slow accumulation. But the reload does look pretty decent on it, so it does seem like a nice kind of sub-weapon there, since this thing doesn't have any Vulcans with it. So I guess this could kind of be the Vulcan equivalent here for the suit. Yeah, really like the Gatling there. We have our spot. And yep, that is able to spot. Oh, this actually rotates as it's going. That's really cool. It actually does the rotation bit. Okay, and yeah, that will just go away once it's done. And yeah, this is just going to be a flat 2,200 damage. So, really interesting there with the weapons on ground. We'll let our thrusters come back, and we'll try the flight weapons. Oh, oh, this is so cool. This is so cool with the helicopter gimmick. But yeah, it does look like it might be its own. Okay, you get a nice lunging downswing. Okay, this actually fires 2 bursts now. I believe the Gatling is the same. I'm going to use some ammo in this, and then come back to that. Yeah, so it is the same ammo. But yeah, it does seem like your 2 weapons here are going to be different, which is interesting. You got that. Oh, and you can still use the shield flight. You can still use that. So that's actually really cool that they still let you use the shield even when you're flying. That's actually really neat there. So yeah, really some nice looking things here with the Shokew, from what I'm seeing, really do like the kit. Kind of has some nice range options with it, because you get the beam rifle, you got this shoulder gun, the Gatling is nice, and you get that spotting option as well, so I'm seeing some cool things so far. I don't know if I can ram into people with this. Is there like some ram I can do with this, with it spinning? Let's see. We'll switch off to that and then see if we can ram into people and maybe do something with it. I didn't see that in the skills anywhere, so I'm assuming it can't. Yeah, no type of ram or anything while the shield is spinning. That would have been pretty cool to see, but we'll actually let the shield run out and see, you know, if the flight ends up disabling itself. So kind of just let the shield fall there. One of the things I like about this shield too, this shield is really big. Yep, shield deactivation, and we are not able to use flight, so that is going to be something to watch out for. Again, especially since the suit doesn't have flat booster, so you really don't have any other flight options once you use that. We'll get some quick damage off on the raid. Kind of see what we're looking at for damage numbers. And yeah, let's see, there's that. There's the spot. Do downswing, and yeah, overall really am liking the way that the Shokew looks here. It does have some interesting gimmicks with it. Again, you do get your own beam rifle, beam saber, and the shoulder beam gun transform, which actually you can use this while boosting. I wonder if you can use the base beam rifle while boosting as well. Let's see, really just trying to see what weapons I can use. Let's see. Yeah, that is the difference here. You can use this beam gun while boosting, which is really nice between both modes there. Let's get some damage off with the heavy attack, try to see what we can get for numbers. Oh, I actually like that. It may have hit a couple times on the palace there. Let's see, I'm going to move to the full health one over here so we can try to get a full damage number off. I'm probably going to have to try to turn off the mobile suit health loss. Or you can do a dodge roll while in flight. Actually, I'm going to do enemy destruction off. And then we'll try to get some damage off on this palace and see what we can do. Oh yeah, that's pretty much like a one combo there on a support if you get the heavy attack off. So really powerful heavy attack, and one that's really narrow on top of that. It does have a long windup though, so I could see that being the downside though. You have like a hot minute before you do the charge forward, but again, it does look like it hits twice per a beam saber, so yeah, really good there. Really fast, really nimble. Again, the shield on this one is bigger than most beam shields, which I really like. That's kind of one of my biggest issue with beam shields. I feel like they're just way too small to really just warrant having them out all the time. This one actually looks like it does protect you a lot more, but again, you do have the downside of it is connected to your flight system, so that is like probably the biggest downside here when it comes to that. See what the damage difference is. 132, and if I use the spot, yeah, 151. So yeah, you do get that damage increase on spotted targets, which having spot at 600 I think is also really nice to have, even if it is only for yourself. Always a nice thing to have, especially on a suit that is capable of flight here. I just really love this flight too. The helicopter animation is just so cool. Let's see what our counter is, and then we'll start wrapping things up here. Let's see, do our counter. Boop. Okay, so it does look like it is a standard kind of kick animation there. Oh, I wonder if we can see the eyes when the camera is on. That actually would be kind of cool to see. Let's wait for the palace to... But yep, we'll turn that on. Oh yeah, you can see the eyes when they're on too. That's a nice little detail. So yeah, really liking the Shokew here. Again, really like the kit, has some nice skills. Really just the only thing it's lacking that a lot of these smaller suits have is that it just doesn't have flap booster. But aside from that, I mean, it does have a really nice kit. You do have your instant stun beam rifle, you have 2 reliable melee weapons, and a really good heavy attack on top of that. You do get the shoulder gun, which, even though it does overheat kind of quickly, it is capable of getting stuns. You have the Gatling that you can use to kind of get some damage in between your other weapons, so that's nice. You do get the spawning, and then you do get your beam shield, and you get the flight with some of its own weapons. So, yeah, really, again, really liking the look of the Shokew here. Let's see, we'll view the boarding animation. It actually doesn't have like any eye light up or anything. That's also pretty interesting. So I wonder how it's gonna look in the you know, boarding animation when you start a match. But yeah, looks like that's gonna be everything I have to say here about the Shokew. Really promising looking raid unit here for 600. So really gonna be excited to take this out into some matches, see how the suit performs. But other than that, I think that's everything to look at here with the Shokew. So that's going to be the end of this testing video here. Comment down below what you think about the Shokew. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And with that, I will see you all in the next one. Later.